All right, next we have just a few examples of computation. All right, so we need to evaluate this definite interval, the interval from -1 to 2 of 3x squared minus 6. And then our second one is the interval from 0 to pi over 2 of sine of x plus 1 dx. So the fundamental theorem says this: we need to find an antiderivative. Well, the antiderivative, so what's their antiderivative? So this is power rule. So this is 3x to the third over 3. I'll go ahead and grease the skids here, a little bit of our memory bank here. This is 6x. And here's where my brackets come into play nicely from -1 to 2. And I'm going to rewrite, this is the 3's cancel. So this is x to the third minus 6x evaluated from -1 to 2. All right? And so what does the fundamental theorem say? It says you evaluate at the top minus you evaluate at the bottom. Now what I will do every time I'll do this, every time. Expression minus expression. Evaluate at the top minus evaluate at the bottom. So evaluate at the top, this is evaluate at 2. This is 2 to the third minus 6 times 2. This is evaluated at the top minus evaluated at the bottom. So this is -1 to the third minus 6 times -1. Evaluate at the top at 2, evaluate at the bottom at -1. So 2 to the third, that's 8 minus, that looks like 12 to me, minus -1 to the third is -1. Be careful. There are enough negative signs flying around here to satisfy anybody. So be very careful. That's why I like to put parenthesis minus parenthesis. Expression, 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 expression. I always put this expression in parenthesis, particularly if it's negative. So you notice I put my 2 in parenthesis, my 2 in parenthesis, my -1 in parenthesis. That's just to keep track of all the negative signs that start to fly around here. This is -1 to the third power. This is -6 times -1. I haven't touched this negative yet. -6 times -1 is plus 6. And so what's left now? This is now -4 minus, what is this? This is 5. -4 minus 5. Right? -4 minus 5 is -9. And we're all over with that. So it's not difficult, but it is meticulous. Be very careful, particularly with the negative signs. Now what's interesting is this. Once you get to about here, the calculus is finished. Most students don't have any trouble finding the antiderivative. They won't have any trouble plugging the values in. The difficulty comes with the arithmetic. So be very careful, be very cautious, be careful especially the negative signs, and it's pretty straightforward. So we'll stop now and start a new video. We'll evaluate this next one.